that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of What's in a Box.
I am, of course, your host, DeathMetalHero, and with me is longtime friend of the channel, Mr. Mark Poulton, the moral compass of this indie scene we got going on here. What's going on, man? How you been, brother?
Doing great, man. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, man. It's been a while since we've gotten to talk, and you've been a busy boy since the last time we talked. So yeah, man. What you got going on recently?
Yeah, man. It didn't feel at the time when I was working on the books, but I think the last 9 months probably like the most productive of my career. I think I released maybe like 7 or 8 books that I fulfilled them in the last last 9 months, or just like I wrote stuff for publishers and it came out. So yeah, I don't know. It didn't seem like I was really extremely busy. I mean, comic wise, because I was in the process of moving, and that's all my time. That's what it felt like. Most of my time was preoccupied with
moving. Is hell.
Oh, it's terrible. Hopefully I'm here the rest of my my life. So
right,
this is the last move.
Don't have to pack all that. You never realize how much crap you have until you go to move it.
Oh yeah, no, I rented a dumpster and was just like, I don't really need this stuff, and I just threw so much away.
Right. I'm actually in the process of going through that. I've moved since the last time we talked as well. I didn't get rid of as much stuff as I probably should have, so I'm in the process of like condensing things down and getting rid of things that I don't need as well. So I totally feel you there, man. But 7 projects, huh? Because I remember the last time I had you on, I think we were talking about the re-release of Coney Waves, your namesake on Twitter or X or Twitch or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, that was my very first comic book, and I thought, I was going to just do Coney Waves forever. So I was like, I made all my social media at Coney Waves, and then
yeah.
And then, I started doing other projects. But I don't know. Everyone seems to just associate me with that handle. But yeah, we were promoting Coney Waves. We fulfilled it back in December. That's one of like the 7 projects that has come out. I was really happy. I think that at the time I thought it was like the best book I put out, but then like 2 months later we fulfilled Writhe in Pain, and now I'm like torn. Is that my favorite? Do I think that's the best, or do I think Coney's the best? I mean, at some point I think they're all my favorites at some point in time, but yeah, really happy with how Coney Waves turned out. We had Mandy writing the script based off a screenplay I wrote for Coney Waves back when it was in development as a movie.
Yeah.
Renzo Rodriguez did the artwork, killed it. Dexter Weeks, who's my Coney Waves co-creator, he did the colors. I think it's the best work of his career. And then after that, we rolled into Writhe in Pain, and Chris Graves crushed it on Writhe in Pain. And,
I love his work, man. I'm wicked excited to open this book.
Yeah, he's just leveling up, and the stuff that he's doing for Volume 2 is even better than Volume 1. And we have like a little surprise for the campaign. That's nice. something that he did, and I think people are gonna flip over that when they see it. So yeah, I'm real excited to get back to Writhe in Pain, Book 2, get back into that world. And then I have U.S. Assassin going on right now. Volume 4 with Mike McMahon.
That's awesome. Love Mike.
Yeah, Mike's the man. He had a battle with cancer earlier this year, and he's still kicking ass. He's 50 pages into Volume 4, and he's drawn every page of U.S. Assassin. When Volume 4 is done, we'll have like 250 pages of content, all drawn by Mike. So yeah,
that's a hell of a track record, especially in this indie scene.
Yeah, even in the mainstream, if you put like 250 pages on the same title, that's a big deal. That's like 12 regular issues. So Mike's doing great work, and that volume guest stars my childhood hero Roddy Piper. So to have him in the book is pretty cool.
He was, man. He was a heck of a dude. I still love They Live. You know,
Oh, yeah.
that's still one of my favorite movies, and it's
very it's very
poignant.
Yes,
I'd say it's
is it
even
really
more poignant now,
science fiction anymore?
right?
It might be reality. Yeah,
Yeah, it's even more poignant now than it was back then, and it was on point way back when too.
Yeah.
You know, it was him and John Carpenter, man. They were on to something back then.
Yeah.
Thank you, Feline, for dropping the link. Speaking of Writhe and Pain too, and we'll get back to this towards the end of the episode because I want to hear more about this. But there's the link so you can go sign up. You always want to sign up for the mailing list. That way you get any kind of exclusives or discounts or anything that might happen when the campaign goes live.
And,
but speaking of the chat, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say one more thing about U.S. Assassin. Soon we'll be launching the first U.S. Assassin action figure. We teamed up with Riot Press, and we're doing American Ninja. Yeah, Patrick's been great to work with. We're doing American Ninja X, and it features U.S. Assassin, and we're launching both action figures in the same campaign. And man, he's shown off the American Ninja X figure. That looks fantastic.
Yeah.
We sort of teased the U.S. Assassin one with some test shots, but man, that is looking incredible. Patrick sends me shots like almost daily of it. I can't wait till I have that prototype in hand because I don't know, it's a great feeling to see your creation in plastic form. So I'm really looking forward to that campaign.
We all grew up as like collectors, you know. We all have like our action figures and collectibles. I mean, hell, I have a figure that a friend of mine does custom GI Joes, and he made this is before I had my blue mohawk, but he made me a figure, and it says Hero on the back.
That's awesome.
He did a little backstory. I'm like a GI Joe undercover operative that goes to metal concerts to recruit. But I'm undercover as a Cobra operative. But so it's cool to see. Yeah, I mean your creation. I mean that's obviously it was just me, but I'm my own best creation, I guess.
But no, I'm a big collector. I mean, I have my classifieds behind me. I have a collection of signs. Classifieds. I try to get like the voice actors or like comic creators who worked on it. Right here, I have Barbecue signed by the voice actor.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah. So I just did the Eddie P. Ed Pisker Comic Con.
Nice.
And, Tom Scioli was there, so I had him sign a Duke figure since he did the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. So, I'm big into collecting, so to have like my own figures that I can put on a shelf is such a big deal.
Heck yeah. I can't wait to see that, man. It's cool to see these indie creations get turned into, figures. It's just, I don't know. You see the mainstream stuff all the time, but to see the indie books, the indie characters actually get turned into figures, it's a certain form of vindication. It's like this is real. There's enough of a fan base for this to become a reality. It's a crystallization, as it were. But let's say hi to the chat. It's my beautiful lady, Skull Beautiful. Thank you for being here, and thank you for dropping the links as always. My partner in crime, always got my back. She says, "Hello, Mark."
Hello.
And we got Chauncey Blakey. What's up, dude? Old school couch doodles, bro. There. Also did a badass piece in the Viking Wolf book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a badass piece, dude. I reread that last night as I was telling Mark backstage. Really enjoyed that book. Looking forward to more of that too.
The script for Volume 2 has been done for maybe a couple years, but unfortunately, Matt Dalton, my co-creator on the book, he's been going through some problems. So hopefully we'll get him on board back drawing real soon.
Hell yeah! Real life always comes first. Like real shit always comes first, and then you get this done when you can. What's up, Headless? Good to see you. Woodrow, hail from the kitchen, he says. Welcome, sir. Hope you're doing well, brother. All right. So, I guess I'll go ahead and flip my camera around, and we'll go ahead and take a look at there it is. There we go. And so for those that may not be familiar, granted, most of the people in the audience right now probably do, but anybody watching this on the replay, why don't you give us an idea of where the idea for Writhe and Pain came from? Where did the idea originate?
So it actually started with Chris Graves, the artist of the book. I guess a couple of years ago, he reached out to me through Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, man, I see that you are working out. If you ever want someone to talk comics and work out with, I basically he hinted that he knew his way around the gym." First off, I was like, "What? Who is this guy? Why? Who?"
How dare you assume that I don't know what I'm doing in the gym?
Well, I didn't. So, right. So I was like, I checked out. I kind of like cyber stalked his Facebook page, and I was like, oh, shoot, he's jacked. He does know what he's talking about. But then I saw he was an artist, and I'm like, oh my god, he's a badass artist too. Yeah, I'll work out with you and talk comics. So we started working out together, and it turned out he did a Graveyard Shift fan art for for the Visions book.
Nice.
Yeah, and so we became like really good friends working out. And then after working out for a while, he was like, "Hey, I have this idea for a project, but I think I need a writer." And I'm like, "Oh, here it is."
He was playing the long game.
This is why he really asked me to work out. But no, he hired someone else to do it. And I had seen the artwork for these characters, Writhe and Pain, and I was like so bummed. And I was like, well, if things don't work out, I would be interested. And he goes, "Oh, I didn't want to ask you and have you think I was like using our friendship." And I was like, "No, I'd love to write these characters. Just seeing the artwork, I had all these ideas." Well, things unfortunately didn't work out with that first writer. Not much was ever done, and Chris asked me if I wanted to hop on board, and I was like, yes. And he was like, "Do you want to see what the other person wrote?" And I was like, "No, I have all these ideas since you like first showed me that artwork." And we just I don't know, like we have all the same interests. All the inspirations for this book are like stuff like Spawn, the Creech, the 10th
Magnet.
Yeah. So we were just on the same wavelength, and I think maybe I knocked out maybe like the first 20 pages like that, and we were just off and running, and he was just like delivering incredible artwork. And I mean, this is how collaborations are born, man. You know, you start talking and you realize, hey, we kind of have like similar tastes and ideas for things. And that's the best way to create, not just a working relationship and a collaboration, but like a friendship, being able to throw, that creative process when you're able to just throw ideas back and forth and come up with something that you're like, oh, this is banger. This is awesome. This is a story that needs to be told. That is when, I always say when you read something and you can tell that the creative team is having a fucking blast creating it, it comes through in what they're creating. It comes through in the story. It comes through in the artwork. And just looking at this, I haven't seen the interiors yet, but just looking at this, you can tell you guys are having fun. Yeah. I mean, so I most of my work, I try to have like some sort of horror influence in it. That's what I'm a big horror movie fan.
What's up, Rick?
I tend to like the more violent or gory books.
A little bit of the macabre here and there. Yeah, I get you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and Chris and I, like, one of the things, like, talking about our friendship, he's a big horror fan too. So we do the Writhe and Pain Horror Movie Club every Sunday where we talk, horror movies. So we had that in common too. But things just really clicked. The two of us together working on this. And for those that don't know, the story is there's a father who is he comes from a long line of witch hunters, and his oldest daughter gets involved in witchcraft, and she goes missing, and he's also a police officer. He becomes obsessed with, his missing daughter, and he thinks it's linked to other missing children in their town. Meanwhile, like, his youngest daughter's witch powers start to develop. So now witch hunter and witch have to team up together to get to the bottom of his missing daughter and all these other abductions going in their town. And Chris and I both live in South Jersey, so I wanted to base it somewhere near us, and we based it in this town, Vineland, New Jersey, which is nearby us. And I did some research on that to see if there was any occult or witchcraft in the area. And in the 70s, there was a satanic cult in high school where a high school student believed he would come back basically with demonic powers, and he convinced his friends to kill him, and then they drowned him in a nearby lake. And I was like, oh my God, this is
Jesus.
This is horrifying. And so I tried to incorporate some of that into the story as well.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Hey, speak of the devil. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man?
Say his name and he appears.
Right? Dude, his cover. I don't know if you can tell, but I got the black and white version just because I love your line work, man. So I am so excited to read this.
That's oversized too. That was Chris's idea. So I think it's something we're going to continue with the second campaign as well.
I was going to ask about that because you did Viking Wolf as an oversized book as well, right?
Yeah. It's same dimensions as Viking Wolf. We did the color version of Writhe in Pain regular comic size, but we did the black and white edition, the oversized.
I'm kind of digging the oversized books, man. I just got Exile from our boy Adam Lawson.
Yeah.
And I dig how big that book is, can really get a good look at the artwork, and, it feels good in the hand, I love books. I mean, obviously you can see around behind me. I love books, and I've got a bunch of art books, and being able to, have a volume that is, this size, and to be able to crack it open and actually get a good look at the artwork. It's something wonderful, man. And again, I'm a sucker for black and white line work. I don't know about you, man, but there's something that just says indie comic about black and white books.
Yeah.
No,
my fandom was the greatest in the 90s, and I'd loved, discovering new black and white indie books.
Right. A bunch of stuff that Sirius was putting out back then. Oh
yeah.
The black and white stuff from the 80s, early 90s. I mean, Poison Elves comes to mind. I absolutely love Poison Elves. Yeah. What's up, Pale Rider? He says, feels good in the hand. Luke 2024. Yep, that's right. I will. I'll stand by that statement. It's true.
I'm gonna put that quote on the reprint cover.
Right. Appreciate you, man. I love stuff like this. I saw this campaign, I saw this book, and I was like, shit, I gotta get this book. This reminds me of the same energy, the same kind of cool shit that Top Cow was putting out, in their prime back in the day. It's the line work here, man. It really feels like that prime Top Cow image type stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Love it.
So you mentioned Viking Wolf. When I was making Viking Wolf at the time, I wanted to try to make the most metal book I could think of, and I feel like maybe we surpassed it with Writhe in Pain. This is such a cool book. There's horror in it, but there's also superhero aspects of it, and it's just we got cool looking villains, we got some sexy villains. It's just a really fun book.
Got badass heroes, sexy villains, sexy heroine. Yeah, man. I think you may have succeeded. And Viking Wolf was a pretty fucking metal book.
Yeah.
This definitely looks like it could have a Cannibal Corpse soundtrack.
Yeah.
witchery or something like that. Just something badass and brutal.
I made a soundtrack on Spotify.
Nice.
I picked songs that I thought would fit the Writhe in Pain universe, and like the first track I had was Slayer's "Raining Blood." So
great track. I love that track. I also really love Vader's cover of "Raining Blood." Like, I don't know if you've ever heard Vader cover "Raining Blood," but holy shit! Like, "Raining Blood" is a fucking great like thrash metal song. Vader took that song and made it just heavier, louder, and darker.
Oh, wow.
It's just death metal, and I fucking love it. So I think you picked a right track to start with that, man.
Yeah.
Look at this Mike McMahon print, and it's an homage to that one Spider-Man Venom cover, right?
Yeah. So Mike saw the character, and he just started doing, Writhe in Pain artwork, and Chris, and I liked it so much we bought it from him. Then we used one as a cover, and then another piece as a trading card, and then like he did this one too, and we're like, okay. Like he volunteered. I think we were like closing in on 30,000, and we were like, oh, we need a stretch goal quick, and Mike was like, I'll draw a print, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, these prints are great, man. I like the matte feel of these. Because sometimes you get prints and they're glossy and you're afraid to accidentally get like fingerprints on them and stuff. But these feel good, man. I like them. They're nice and they're comic size. So you can put them in bags and boards and you can keep them with the comic. I like that too.
Yeah. But so one thing I did with Viking Wolf that I don't know if I'll ever do again. Like I did like 11x17 prints because I wanted to go all out, and then I was like, oh, this is really hard to fulfill.
Yeah, it's either you roll them up and then people have to like deal with unrolling them, or you fold them and nobody wants folded prints. I think the mini prints are the easiest thing to fulfill.
I was rolling them all, and then I had to get something bigger than a Gemini mailer, but the book was oversized anyway, so I had to.
Right. Yeah, the logistics of that, I imagine, were probably out there. What's up, good stuff? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Peretta says we have a hurricane potty. Yeah, that's how we roll down here in Florida. Do you get hurricanes up there in New Jersey?
Sometimes, but usually it's just the tail end. By the time it reaches us, it's like I don't know, a tropical storm or something.
Right.
It usually always goes out to sea by the time it gets to us.
Yeah, it's usually completing the curve back out into the ocean. That's true. Chauncey Blakey says, Writhe in Pain is great. Looking forward to 2. Hell yeah. Rain and Blood is the perfect LP. Hell yeah. I agree. Do you have the link to that soundtrack on Spotify?
Yeah, I'll send it.
Drop it in the private chat, and I'll drop it in the chat for everybody to go ahead and listen to. Chris is actually working on 2 right now. Hell yeah, dude! I'm looking forward to reading this one, and so I can be ready for number 2 when it comes out. And I just want to point out the badass magnet. I don't get enough magnets. I love magnets. I got a lot of stickers, but I love it. I love it when I get a magnet. But this is our boy 6 a.m.
Yeah, I'm a big magnet guy. I was doing stickers, 6 a.m. stickers, and then I was like, what am I doing with all these stickers? I'm not doing anything with them. I was like, I could stick a magnet on my refrigerator. Everyone has refrigerators that they could put magnets on. So I switched to magnets.
I have a metal filing cabinet right over there. I've got a Black Flag magnet. I've got a Crusade Comics magnet. They go on the file cabinet just because it's easy. With the stickers, I'm like, okay, well, if I put it on this, am I gonna keep this thing? Am I gonna lose this thing? Is the sticker gonna get messed up? Am I gonna want to peel it off later? So yeah. Hey, what's up, Bancroft? Good to see you, sir. Magnets are king. I'm inclined to agree, man. Having a cool sticker on a like a notebook or something that you're keeping for a long time. I dig that, but magnets, man, you can move them around. Let's see. Rick Saylor is also Team Magnet.
Nice.
Let's see. All right. And let me go ahead and grab this link for you guys. This is Mark's Spotify. Let's see. Copy link address. This is the soundtrack for
I also, just look up my profile. I created soundtracks for U.S. Assassin and Graveyard Shift. So I don't know. I think it's fun to get you into what I'm listening to while I'm making these books.
Actually, when I'm writing my own personal projects, I create soundtracks, like little playlists of songs that kind of give the mood or the feel of the story that I'm working on. So I totally dig that, man. I mean, granted, a lot of it is death metal, but some of it goes into a little hard rock or industrial and some kind of more tribal stuff every now and then. But it's always heavy and loud.
Yeah, I try to create a playlist, that's all like eras of metal. So there's even like Rat is on the soundtrack, and
yes. Round and round, baby.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Man, I just saw Stephen Pearcy in concert. He's 68 years old, man. The guy was incredible.
Wow, still doing it, huh?
Yeah,
that's incredible, man.
He was kind of sad though, because he kept saying, this might be the last time you guys see me. I'm like, don't say that.
Hey, I mean, being able to keep doing what you're doing is one thing, but understanding that you may not want to keep doing this. You may want to actually retire at some point. I mean, it's just acknowledging.
He wasn't hinting at retirement. He was hinting that he won't be on this earth much longer.
Oh shit! Okay, enjoy me while I last, because I might not be here. Damn. Well, I mean, that's to be fair. To be fair. Rick Saylor says stickers are one and done. Magnets will last forever. Let's see. Chris Graves, Halloween 2018 soundtrack or ominous classical? Yeah, man. Oh, I hear that. I love having like ambient background soundtracks. Ominous classical. Yeah, dude. God. Fucking. What am I thinking of? Vivaldi. Sometimes I'll put on in the background. Bach. Stuff like that. Yeah, man, I love that stuff. Actually, Flying Feline turned me on to Niccolo Paganini, the Devil's Violinist, and I love listening to the compositions that he made. But I found a bunch of different people that have done like heavy metal versions of his violin concertos and stuff, and they're some of the most fucking badass metal things I've ever heard. I'm of the opinion that classical music was metal before there was metal,
Yeah, no, I think you're on to something.
Paganini. Yeah, see? Exactly. Paganini's fucking great. If you've never listened to Niccolo Paganini, you absolutely should. But yeah, let's take a look at these cards, man. Another thing I love are the cards. I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I actually used to collect like the Marvel Universe trading cards. I still have like at least 3 or 4 binders full of cards over on my shelf over there because it was something that my dad and I used to collect. We used to go to the comic shop and we'd buy the entire box of cards and we'd open them up and we'd check them off to see if we got the whole set. But yeah, I love everybody's take on the classic trading cards. Everybody has their own version. Some really lean into the whole like early Marvel Universe cards, and some just kind of take a little bit of inspiration and do their own.
So we took a lot of inspiration from the first set of Spawn cards.
Yeah.
So we did a set that you could get in the campaign. I think it was 9 cards. If you got our featured tier, card number 10 was foil, and then stretch goals were cards 11, 12, and 13. So
nice.
Yeah, I want to keep that set going with volume 2 because I love doing the trading cards. Like you, I was a collector. Trading cards in the 90s. All these independent, creators doing their own cards has really rekindled that passion for trading cards.
I mean, it's cool to see the trading cards, just like it's cool to see the toys, man. Figures. Like there's a fandom for this. I mean, as you can see, I'm wearing my Tarot Witch of the Black Rose shirt. I love merch. You know, I love being able to, you know, sport merch from an IP that I love. You know, it's just enjoying the fandom. You know, so any chance there will be Writhe and Pain shirts maybe on the next campaign?
Chris and I we've talked about that. We talked about that for Volume 1, but
check it out, dude.
We can definitely. I think that's something we could put together.
Nice. I hope so, because I love having, you know, fucking badass comic T-shirts. Like I've got a bunch of Lady Death shirts. Yeah. You know, Brian always does like one with like almost every campaign that he does. So I've got a bunch of Lady Death shirts. You know, I've got my Mary Boy shirt. I've got you know, my Butch Cleavers shirt from our boy Matt Burke. You know, so yeah, I love shirts, man. So I'm definitely, I will definitely be picking one up if you decide to do that. Pale Rider says, when I'm drawing, I put porn on in the background. Then I have a girl saying, keep going, don't stop. Right there, yes, yes, yes. Well, hey, whatever keeps you motivated, bub. You know, whatever keeps you motivated. You know, I have a feeling that might get a little distracting after a while, but hey, you do you, bro. You do you. This book looks fucking fantastic. Like just a little teaser here, guys. I'm not going to spoil the story. Obviously the campaign is closed, but the link to the new sign up is in the description. It's also in the chat. If you scroll up a little bit, Flying Feline so graciously put the link in there. Go ahead and sign up so you can be on the mailing list for when this launches. Now, go ahead.
I said I wanted to give our letterer Dexter Weeks a shout out too. He really killed it. I sent him like some early Spawn comics and said I sort of want to emulate that style. That's what we're going for. And it's funny because last October
totally see it.
I went to Spawn Con. Yeah, and my friend Enrico gave Tom Orzechowski a copy of it. And he came over and he says, I really like what you're doing with the lettering. And I thought to myself, of course you do. We completely ripped you off.
Well, thank you. That means a lot coming from you, considering we lifted it directly from you. Hey, man, you know, when you're doing an homage to somebody and they're like, hey, I dig this, you know, cool.
That guy is an absolute sweetheart. Like he didn't even know me, but he went through the whole Writhe and Pain book looking at the letters, and he was telling me like what he liked, what he would do different. And he said, man, I wish we could meet up like once. So I wish we lived closer so we could meet up once a week and talk comics. I'm like,
that's awesome.
God, that would have been incredible. Unfortunately, we both live on different sides of the country, but that was incredible.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome, man. You gotta love that. I mean, being able to meet the people that, you know, you looked up to when you were younger, when you were a fan, when you were collecting. You know, I mean, obviously we all still collect, but when you were, you know, on the other side of the table, as it were, and you know, you get to interact with them, and they're like, hey, you know, this is great. You know, really enjoy talking with you. That's always a good feeling, man.
That Spawn Con, that was it was a smaller show, but it was so great. Cool. There were so many you know, ex-Spawn artists and creators there, and a lot of them had worked on Writhe and Pain. Kevin Conrad, Chance Wolfe,
nice,
Dan and Dave Kemp. So many great talents, and you know, they got to see Writhe and Pain in person. So it was really cool. Like I don't know, I love going to conventions, fun, but I really like ones that are I don't know, specific to something. Like I would have never thought there'd be a Spawn Con, but you know, we went to it and we had such a great time.
That's awesome. And I mean, I love conventions in general. And I actually just went to Heroes Con recently up in North Carolina. Feline came with me as well.
Nice.
But you know, I love going to conventions, and I enjoyed being at that kind of a bigger convention, but at the same time, I really kind of enjoy the smaller shows. You know, being able to you know, talk to the people more when there's not such a I guess a mill of people going by constantly. You know, you actually get a chance to talk to people, because when I go to conventions, you know, when I'm not tabling at a convention, obviously, I like to be able to, you know, go and talk to the people that are making the stuff that I really, that I'm reading, that I'm enjoying, like getting like you got a chance to talk to him about the lettering, you actually get to have a real conversation. Sometimes at bigger shows, you don't get a chance to do that because there's so many people and it kind of has like a churn and burn mentality.
Oh yeah.
I prefer to actually be able to sit and have a decent conversation. Obviously, you don't want to take up somebody's entire day, but being able to have a good conversation with the people, because at the end of the day, they're real people. They're real people making this stuff, and you get to say, hey, this really, I really appreciated this, enjoyed this. I like what you do.
Yeah.
What's up, Maromi? Thanks for coming to hang out, man. Got to meet Maromi at Heroes Con in Charlotte. Let's see. Chris says, yes, Spawn's own Chance Wolf helped with inks and Kevin Keane and Kevin Conrad on covers. Fuck yeah, dude. How awesome is that? Being able to work with these people whose names you've seen, forever. These uber talents. It's amazing.
Yeah, especially like a book that inspired Writhe and Pain like Spawn. Then you have so many Spawn former creators work with us. It's incredible.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
it's a good feeling, man. Again, kind of got a little bit of that vindication, What's up, Morb? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming to hang out, sir. And we got Mr. Ray Haylock. What's up, Big Daddy Ray? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. I am wicked excited to crack into this book, and I not gonna show nothing. I don't want to spoil nothing. Chris says, pinch me moment for sure. I bet, man. I bet. Any more conventions in your future? Like
So I just got back 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, I did the Eddie P Comic-Con. Ed Pister's family through that one.
That's
that
awesome.
was fantastic. Like a great community of creators there. And so I've been doing trying to change up my YouTube channel a little, posting more vlogs, less. I still do the same amount of streams, but I don't know. People really seem to dig the vlogs. So we just posted the Eddie P vlog.
Yeah.
I just got invited to a Comic-Con in Philadelphia called Comic-Con for Kids. So
nice.
I don't think I'll take Writhe and Pain there, but I'll take some
probably
of my,
not
some of my other stuff like Pizza Tree and
now that's the one you did with your son, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was that's probably maybe the highlight of my career, doing that with him. We got nominated for a Ringo Award. We did a signing at San Diego that year. My son became the youngest author ever to sign at San Diego Comic-Con. So lots of great memories with that.
That's
book.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Thank you. And then in December, I have Ocean City Comic-Con in Maryland. They always have me every year. I'm looking forward to that one too.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. But see, I love seeing people in this indie scene like going to conventions. Being able to up at Heroes Con, got to meet a slew of indie creators. Got to meet PTP for the first time. I mean, I got to see my boy Fraga, but I've seen him a few times. He's a good homeboy.
Patrick wanted to bring me out to that Tampa con, but I had the Eddie P Comic Con that same weekend, so I had already committed to that one. But one of these years I'll get down there. Patrick wants me to go to Joe Fest too. I told him if we have an action figure, I sort of have to go.
Right? No, I mean, and it's right up your alley, dude. Seriously, I imagine U.S. Assassin would sell like gangbusters down there because
I would think.
There's an audience out there that's hungry for this good content, that are hungry for good comics, well done comics that are entertaining. And it's obvious, by you go to conventions, you see people looking for that new cool thing that reminds them, we're recreating things that we used to love when we were younger. Because we want to create those things that gave us a lot of entertainment and enjoyment, and this is our way of making something new, making something fresh to give that excitement that we had. So yeah, man, I fucking dig this. I'm really glad that I got the black and white version because one, it's oversized, and two, I can't wait to just look at this line work, man. I love this because I used to get, you know, like Witchblade and Darkness and, you know, Ascension and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, Dave Finch, Joe Benitez, Silvestri, obviously, and I would just pore over the pages and just look at them. You know, just kind of stare at the line work. So.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very much looking forward to this. What's up, Kevlar? He says, "Don't missed out on this campaign." Well, there is the sign up for Volume 2 down in the description of this video, and Flying Feline has also put it in the chat here. So go ahead and hit that link and sign up. Make sure you don't miss the second version or the second issue when it comes out.
Yeah, and we'll have a reprint of Volume 1, and not just the color version, but we're going to do a reprint of the black and white edition as well.
That was going to be my next question. So you'll be able to catch up, man.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Smokey? Got to meet Smokey the Concat there at Heroes Con as well. There was I mean, if you can get a chance to come down to Heroes Con, man, and bring old Mike McMahon along with you, that would be awesome. You know, I want to meet all of my friends that I've made over the years hanging out in this indie scene. Seriously, it'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, that would be
great. Matt's working on a page. Got to bounce. Go sign up for Writhe and Pain 2 before you go. All right. So what's next for you, man? Is Writhe and Pain 2 the next thing that's coming out? Is that what the focus is?
Yep. So October 4th, we're launching Writhe and Pain Book 2.
Nice. Right in time for spooky season. Love it.
Gotta you know, up the stakes in this volume, introducing some more characters to the cast. I'm really excited about it. Chris and I, we've been brainstorming things we'd like to add to this series, new characters and stuff. And you know, I just told him, like, I think like right before I even started working on Book 2, I said, I just have this one character we introduced in Volume 1 was the Constable, and he's like the original witch hunter. And I was like, I just have this picture of the Constable trapped in hell, like fighting his way out of this army of demons. And I was like, I picture it as a double page spread, like with him, an upshot of him looking, or a down shot of like all the demons coming down on him.
Yeah.
And like, he was like, oh yeah, like we're on the same page again. So yeah, there's tons of cool stuff. And yeah, I don't want to spoil things, but I'm really excited about this volume and where the series is going.
Heck yeah, man! That sounds fucking exciting. I can picture the shot you were just describing, and again, it really calls back to like a lot of the supernatural stuff that Top Cow was doing back in the day, you know. And I mean, Top Cow doesn't do that anymore. They don't really make anything anymore. I mean, the last
no, it's not the Top Cow that we grew up on. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I when I was working at the comic shop, you know, years ago, they put out like I guess it was a Cyberforce book, and it was all right, but I mean, it didn't have Silvestri, you know, doing the artwork. It didn't have him even writing any of it, so it kind of didn't feel like Cyberforce to me. It was missing a lot. This has the energy of the Darkness and, you know, Spawn and all of that stuff that, you know, that I feel is sorely lacking in indie comics right now. You know, I want more of this stuff. I mean, look at this fucking cover. Look at the energy of this cover. I mean, come on. I want more of this. Mo.
I love this so much. I got Chris's pain tattooed on my arm.
Hold up. Let me full screen that.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah. Look at that. Damn, that turned out good. Wow. Hell yeah. So I guess this would be more of a question for Chris. I wonder how long these characters have been kicking around in his head. You know, I know you came on board because he had the idea.
I think it's something that was in his head for maybe over a decade.
Okay.
What's crazy though, like Chris, when we first started working out and talking, he's he swore he's only been drawing for a couple years, And I'm like, that can't be true. But then he like showed me some of the stuff from like 2 years ago. And I was like, maybe it is true.
Damn. I
But
mean,
guess
hey, where there's a will, there's a way, right?
he always had, he always had those, characters, up in his head, but like to start like drawing it and taking like, trying to be a professional comic book artist. I guess it really was like 2 years ago at the time we met that he had started.
Wow.
But
That's incredible.
But like his rise is pretty extraordinary, because like when I met him, he had already done like a couple issues of Vampirella very early on in his career.
Nice.
And he worked with Christopher Priest. I was like, that's a big deal.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wait, a couple years ago, that was the Vampirella series that he did for Dynamite recently?
Yeah.
No shit. All
Chris
right,
did a couple issues of that. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go find that, because I was getting the main Vampirella series when Christopher Priest took over, and then I kind of lost track of it after a while. I think they ended it at like 25 or something. But yeah, man, that was a pretty decent series. I'm gonna have to go find those issues now to see if I actually have them, and if I don't, I'm gonna have to hunt them down because I want to see. I really want to see Chris's version of Vampirella. That's awesome, man. So this is coming up next. You're launching on October 4th, like I said, 23 and 24. He says, "Thank you, sir." When you guys launch the next book, you'll have to come on for a new book, Who Dis, so we can talk more in depth about what's coming. Because I would love that. I would love to have Chris come on as well and get some insight into where the characters came from, what kind of sick, twisted part of his mind birthed these awesome characters.
Yeah, and I can't wait for the campaign. There's a surprise like add-on book. I can't wait for people to see it. It's because it's Chris drawing like a new, an existing IP, but it's not a haunted pizza IP.
Ooh.
That's all I'll tease. But man, I can't. I'm really excited for that.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks. Not a haunted pizza IP, but something existing already.
Yeah,
it's going to be badass. Looking forward to that. So aside from Writhe and Pain, is there anything else that you're working on that you want to hint about? Do you want to tease about? Any more Coney Waves? Any more Viking Wolf? Because I really enjoyed that book too.
Yeah, like I said, Viking Wolf 2. The script's been done for a couple of years. It's just to once Matt's ready to Matt Dalton's ready to work on it.
Yeah.
I want to bring him, of course, like he's the co-creator of the book, and I need him for it. And then hopefully Renzo Rodriguez, because he helped out on the art as well. We can get him back on it. But I'm excited for it. I also have a Viking Wolf huge pizza, a Viking Wolf book that is basically a haunted pizza crossover between all the characters. That Viking Wolf's the center character in the main character in the story. Yeah. And I have a great cover by Kenneth Rocafort for that. So,
shit!
That's another book I want to get out there. The American Ninja X action figure campaign. It's not just action figures. Patrick and I were doing a 20-page American Ninja U.S. Assassin comic book to go along with that. Hell
yeah!
Of course, always going to be more Graveyard Shift, U.S. Assassin.
Yep.
I have a book John Malin and I did a decade ago that never got released. I acquired the publishing rights to it.
Oh, awesome!
And I'm that's my first release of 2025. So, a new book with Poulton and Malin, 50 unreleased Malin pages of artwork. So,
holy crap, that's huge!
Yeah. And a Rob Liefeld cover to go with it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're subscribed or you're following Mark on X or Twix or whatever the hell it is. That way you can keep track of everything that's coming out, because there's a lot loaded up in the barrel for 2025. Now, did you mention that unpublished mail-in story last time we talked? Because I have a vague memory of that.
I've mentioned it. I've wanted to put it out sooner, but other projects just keep getting in the way. But next year is the year that I release it. It's actually 80% done because I've been getting it colored.
Nice.
So it's ready to. It's good. When I launch it, I want the book to be 100% done. And I think we're on pace. So sometime like maybe January, February of next year, we'll launch that, and hopefully the book will be completely finished.
I think that's what a lot of people are starting to do as time goes on, because late books, people get cranky about late books, obviously. And I think a lot of people are starting to do the whole, get the book, just about 100% done, if not, 100% done when they launch the campaign. That way people aren't waiting, for years and years to get a book. And I think that's a smart thing to do. Little more expedient.
I understand some creators don't have that
sure.
Luxury, but
yeah,
when I can, I try to have it, if not all the way done, at least enough done that I know I'll ship on time.
Right. I think that's a good idea. Smokey says, as a 40-year comic fan, to hear collaboration from Mark is sweet. Yeah. I mean, dude, you seriously, you've been kicking out the jams, man. You and Adam Lawson seem to be, going neck and neck for like most prolific indie comics writers getting stuff out of there. It's seriously, man. I had 3 campaigns from Adam when I had him on for What's in the Box recently. I had Kill Journal, Finch Dossier, I had Exiled, and I had Jawbone Death. And all 3 of those books are just fucking great, man. So yeah, I mean, you just keep kicking out the jams, dude. It's fucking cool to see. Very rarely in this indie scene do we get people that get like an issue 2. And I mean, with U.S. Assassin, you're on volume 4, not just issue 4, but volume 4. You know, 250
and Graveyard
pages.
Shift volume 5. So
wow,
yeah, 2 pretty great collections of work right there. So I'm really proud of the everything I've been doing since I started self-publishing. It's really made all like my comic book dreams come true. Like when I first started making comics, I thought my hero was Rob Liefeld, and he noticed my work, and I started working for him, and I was like, nothing's going to beat this. And Rob, like, I started working for Rob, but then he went to DC during the New 52, and he took me there with him, and I was like, nothing's going to beat this. But man, the last 7 years, like doing my own stuff, my own characters with some of my best friends, that's the dream right there. Working with my son, working with my best friends, just doing every idea that we think's great, and no one can tell us no. That's the dream, man.
Yeah, that is absolutely living the dream, man. And keeps getting better with each consecutive project. And reading the stuff that you put out, you're having fun, man. Like I said earlier in the show, when you read something that people are having fun doing, it comes through in the work that they produce. It comes through in the story, it comes through in the art. If people aren't having fun with the story, if they're not entertaining themselves with the story that they're telling, the audience isn't going to be entertained either. And quite obviously, you're entertaining yourself and you're entertaining your audience as well.
Yeah, no, I always like pitching the haunted pizza books as the most fun comics you'll find. I love making them. I think people enjoy reading them. So that's the goal. Like just to make fun stuff that if I went into a comic shop, if I saw Writhe and Pain on the shelf, I'd grab it. Same with U.S. Assassin, Viking Wolf. All those books. If I saw it, I want to make stuff that if I saw on the shelf when I was 16, 17, it would be an instant purchase from me.
Oh, hell yeah. 100%, man. I mean, just again, look at this. If I saw this on the shelf at my LCS, I'd be like, oh, hey, what's that? Let me go ahead and grab that. So how many books of Writhe and Pain do you think there are?
Man, I'll keep writing them as long as Chris wants to keep drawing them.
That's what I like to hear. As long as there's stories to tell, you're going to keep telling them stories. That's awesome, man. Fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait to dive into this, dude. I am so very much looking forward to it. All right, well, we've been going for just a little under an hour here. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Writhing Pain or Haunted Pizza or anything that you're working on that you want people to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, man. Just sign up for my YouTube account, Primetime Poulton. We do the Writhing Pain Horror Movie Club every Sunday, where we talk horror movies. You know, we talk comic books, what we have going on. Besides me and Chris, we have Enrico Botta joining us. He used to be a sculptor at McFarlane Toys. He's working on his own comic book. Dexter Weeks, who's my Coney Ways co-creator, he has his own book, Beast of Blood Island, based off the old Blood Island drive-in movies that were made in the Philippines. Yeah. So we got a good group. Every Wednesday we do Revolution, where we just, we have creators on showing their projects, but we also just like BS and have a good time. So yeah, subscribe. Bunch of new vlogs coming out for Comic Cons that we've been to: Spawn Con, Mile High Comics, the Eddie P convention. I'm going to Silver Screen Con this weekend in Massachusetts, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, man, just thank you so much for having me on. When book 2 is launched, we'll come back. And I'll
absolutely, man. Yes, that would be great, because I want to pick his brain about his influences for artwork, and where all this stuff came from. I definitely would want to hear his side of the conversation when it comes to the creation of this, because this looks like a badass IP that I can't wait to see more of. So go ahead and hit the link. Make sure that you are signed up for Writhing Pain 2 when it launches right before spooky season at the beginning of October. But Mark, thank you so much for coming to hang out, man. This has been a blast. Chat, you guys are amazing. Remember,
Shop smart, shop S-smart.
And we'll see you next time.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? Not till you give me the
What's in the fucking box?